Hello and greetings from Kuwait. This is not what my background usually looks like. It is in fact fake, just in case you couldn't tell. But this is the backdrop in one of the Kuwait dive team's offices here in Kuwait City, where I will be filming from for the next 6 weeks or so. And this will be part of my regular daily view. Maybe the shark won't actually be daily in real life, but I will get the chance to go into the water and see some of Kuwait's beautiful marine life, as well as be on boats and around the offices hearing really fantastic stories from all kinds of great marine conservation that the dive team does. I'm here in Kuwait on round 2 of 3 for my PhD ethnographic fieldwork. You may recall that the last few episodes were focused on Darcy Hamad, an environmental and livelihoods NGO working in southwest Morocco. And they were the first of my research partners that I visited in the field, examining how they use nature in building diplomacy, intercultural relations, gender relations, all kinds of things, having fun, playing with the idea of environmental peace building and what it means and what it should mean, what it can mean, how people use it, how activists are using nature in creative ways around the region, that kind of fun stuff. Had a really fantastic time in Morocco, nipped back to London to spend the holidays, and now I'm here in Kuwait, very, very happily, working with the Kuwait dive team. Excuse me. I've known the team for about 2 years now. I first came across their work when I was a delegate to the American Middle Eastern Network for Dialogue at Stanford in 2013. One of their volunteers came and spoke about his work with the team as far as social change making in the Middle East is concerned. I was really intrigued then. We spoke on the same panel. We had the chance to be in the same group for peer editing. Really, really enjoyed learning from him and hearing about the really fun work that's happening here. And they kind of stuck in my mind as someone to consider looking at further with Middle Eastern environmental activism, but I didn't think necessarily that they would fit into peace building or my actual PhD as I was started. But then a year and 3 months ago in October, Dari asked me to come visit the team for a week to write a book in English about the team's activities. So I came very, very excitedly. I'd never been to the Gulf before. I was very, very happy to come. Got to do all kinds of things. My first scuba dive, my first time driving a boat, my first time wandering around Kuwait. Had a really excellent time. Was shown amazing, amazing stories about this really great group of volunteers who are working to protect marine environmental life in Kuwait and around the Gulf, using scuba diving for conservation, getting Kuwaiti school kids involved in beach cleanups, getting the government and adults from corporations to come help out as well, and using their expert techniques to do salvaging of big boats, nets, undetonated ordnances and military equipment, all kinds of things to make sure that the ocean is clean and the kind of place that animals can and want to live and the kind of thing that we humans want to look at and eat fish from. So really, really great work. And while I was here, they all started sharing with me different ways that the dive team is using their diving expertise to build relationships around the world. They host forums for different kinds of dive teams, bring groups together to share and swap ideas. A major goal of theirs through the book, they said time and time again when I was here, to tell a different story about the Middle East. They definitely recognize that there's a very certain perception about the Middle East in most kind of Western minds, and wanted to tell a different story and share a different view on what's happening here. So certainly there's really, really great stuff happening here, and the Kuwait dive team is trying to tell that work. So I'm here documenting more of that, and here particularly for my PhD now, looking at how that kind of diving diplomacy, if you will, fits in, if it does, to greater issues of environmental peace building, post-conflict resources management, and that kind of thing. The dive team really got their start after the Iraqi invasion of 1990-91, when Saddam Hussein's forces destroyed absolutely everything, including a lot of burning oil fields and bombed stuff in the water. So this really, really interesting history from a conflict perspective, this really interesting take on ways to do people-to-people diplomacy through environmental volunteerism. Lots of fun stuff to explore. So I'll be doing that while also hopefully helping out a little bit around here with some storytelling, with some reporting, with whatever they can use me for. More to come soon.